Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. I have here with me Dr. Subramanian Swamy, member Rajya Sabha, former Law and Justice Minister and also of Commerce. Dr. Swamy, one more year, IPL is going to begin again. I know you are an avid cricketer growing up, and I know you like to watch cricket.
Played for my school and college. Yeah.
And what I found interesting was that recently the COA, led by Vinod Rai, has ordered e-auction for the
somersaulted and ordered e-auction.
World fast, change of heart. It's a good thing. I think we should claim credit for that because we talked about this last September.
Yeah. No, it's not only that. In court, I argued the matter, but he let us down by filing an affidavit upholding the BCCI decision. And I was most unhappy. I've lost all respect for him now. But you know, although one can say better late than never, but the fact is that there was a wonderful opportunity to get a landmark judgment for all future auctions of this kind. And but now I find that the court told me that we have to dismiss your petition because we appointed Mr. Vinod Rai as the COA for BCCI, and then he then gives a recommendation that no, there should be no auction. So then either we disown him, then we'll have to appoint somebody else again, or we have to accept what he is because he is our advisor. So I shrugged my shoulders, what could I say, and left it at that. Now I find within 3 months he's done a somersault and fine, but I don't know whether this year's, because they had taken a clearance for next 5 years.
Correct.
Now what is he going to do? That he'll have to make them breach that contract. I think this is he's sort of. He knows that he has lost a lot of reputation because what he has done. But whether he's making up for it, I don't know. But the fact is that this is IPL is a scandal. One woman called Sunanda, she lost her life. Tharoor's wife. She lost her life because she was going to spill the beans on what goes on in IPL. IPL has corrupted politicians across parties. It's the most dangerous poison that is floating around in terms of corruption, and also all the sleaze and the sex and so on. It's a dirty thing. Only saving grace in that is the performance of our players, which is where they get also a lot of practice and they got a lot of money, but otherwise it's crime. There's cheating, there's all kinds of things are going on which needs cleaning up.
Sir, I have a parallel observation to make, and you feel free to agree or disagree with me. So we both have talked about this in the past, that Indian movie industry, be it Collywood, Bollywood, any wood you talk about it, is completely in the grip of people who are giving black money. They use that to either convert it into white, but suffice to say there is no organized structure that is there. However, in the last year or so, what I've noticed is, and I know you don't like some of these things, but Amazon and Netflix have started coming out with movies that are specifically made for the Indian audiences, with Indian actors and so on. And recently, a famous angry middle-aged young man who's also a team owner mentioned that there is an impact of Amazon and Netflix on the movies in Bollywood. I think the first thing that comes to my mind is fine. There is going to be probably more accounted money rather than unaccounted money because this is all going to be in dollars, and they seem to have a fairly good method of doing these things. And now unfortunately, so that may be so the movie side is streamlining itself because now they're also doing regional languages, so it is spreading slowly but steadily. But in cricket, you see, this board of control for cricket there is no alternative to challenge it.
Yeah, there is no alternative. That's a fact, and this is a private body, and it has got a monopoly. Doesn't let anybody else come. But the most sinister part of BCCI is the total grip of Dawood Ibrahim. You see, who's the gangster who did the Bombay blast, besides, of course, carried out so many suparis, as they are called. And this whole nexus is now cricket, cinema, prostitution, drugs. They've all become part of the same network, and they are reinforcing each other. It's a very dangerous development for our country, and we need to do anything. I found when I was pursuing the Sunanda Pushkar murder case, that the IPL angle which was going to come out was scaring the hell out of across the parties, and they were using their influence on the police to go slow. So you can't have a democracy if this kind of money, power, control is in the hands of a gangster sitting abroad.
So I have one suggestion. This has been happening in the United States. Now what happens is the NFL, the National Football League in US, is one of the most richest sports bodies. And what they do is occasionally they'll pick one game and they give complete broadcast rights to, say, Twitter. That one game, no TV can show it. It's only Twitter, and
good
people
suggestion.
are forced to go and watch Twitter to do it.
Good suggestion.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that the same kind of thing will happen in the media rights also, because Facebook had actually bid last time and lost out to Star.
Yes, no, this the Star that was a rigged
yes.
selection, because they said if you bid for all the various alternative ways of broadcast together, then you will get such and such preferences and so on. And if you bid for only, say, the television rights, then it will become, the prices will be higher, or the base price will be higher. So many of them just dropped out, and Star just walked in. And Star is the advertiser in chief for the president of IPL, Mr. Rajiv Shukla. He has his wife. He and his wife have a television station. That television station's advertising is done by Star TV, and then this happened. Because I raised it in the Supreme Court. Because I raised it in the Supreme Court, therefore, what happened is that Mr. Shukla said, "I am recusing myself." What do you mean by recusing yourself? You are still the president. What do you do inside the room? How do I know? So that's the thing. It's a part of our underbelly, and we need to have a surgery.
Let's hope that this new look at things will start getting more people in, and hopefully that will. Now
I think the ground level pressure. So this Srinivasan, he was too tough for the Europeans and for Mr. Dawood Ibrahim. So and he wouldn't allow. He shifted the center of gravity to Chennai, where Dawood doesn't have a network. He has it only in Bombay. And so the calumny that was poured on TV, everyone paid money for that, you see. I just couldn't believe it. And the Supreme Court was naturally with this kind of heavy thing. And despite the fact that I proved that the whole PIL itself, which was filed for some BR association, was a rigged one, financed by Mr. Lalit Modi. I produced the emails. But by then their mind was made up, and Srinivasan's lost 2 years. Now he's back. All the players of IPL have returned. They love him so much, and you'll see he'll be a champion again.
We look forward to a thrilling IPL again. But I think the game should be played the way the game should be played, not because somebody says that you shall bowl a no ball on the particular over the particular ball. It just leaves a very bad taste in people's mouth. So thank you very much, Dr. Swamy.
Okay.
So